Hey there, and welcome to Factorio Space Age. My name is Vroon, and in the last episode, holy cow, that was kind of embarrassing, realizing the humongous mistake I've made by bringing all my science here. It was literally like one of those moments where I'm like, yep, I'm not recording another episode. That I think I'm just done for the day. And then I couldn't record anymore that weekend, but this whole week I've basically been thinking about this constantly in my free time, and I know what I need to be doing next. Like, I have two main goals kind of for today with my recording episodes and things. I am aiming to make a new space platform design to be able to transport things between planets more efficiently and basically just faster, and without sitting at a planet waiting for there to be enough stuff to start moving. And then I want to set up Gleba to be able to have some bots here and be able to handle some things remotely if that need be. And also, I think I want to set up making low density structures and blue chips here. I kind of just don't like having it dependent on having a bunch of them being sent here constantly, especially because I think we're going to need at least one more rocket silo. But we'll see. I think I might even just try and just see if this can be sustained by just producing the rocket fuel here before really diving into that. But first things first is we're going to try and work on a new platform design. So we have all of the new fancy, well, I guess not all of the new. I was looking at this, and I actually want to move this over to see if I can get this researched in a reasonable amount of time here. Yeah, it looks like it's really going to come down to the agricultural science as the bottleneck, but I want to kind of see what's kind of the biggest I've hit with this. So we've hit about like 1 a minute at some points. Right now we're kind of hitting close to 1 a minute. We actually sustained that for quite a while. But I had also anticipated with that, thinking that I would need all 6 of these turned on. And so the fact that only 5 of them are going, I think is kind of what truly is our bottleneck here, because we should be able to hit 2 per second if these can get enough. Of the eggs, which it looks like the bottleneck. Wait, this one doesn't even have an egg in it. Why didn't that one have an egg in it? Is something get messed up here? Well, that one just ripped it right off onto the thing for it. Okay, which is fine. I think that's where we want to be. Yeah, and then they just get in a little weird cycle where they essentially just waiting for nutrients. The nutrient issue. I feel like nutrient is somehow being bottlenecked. I think by being forced onto this one lane here. I think I need to stop that. So now we should start seeing more going down this direction. And hopefully we will see a spike in the research, getting us closer to the 2 per second. 1.5. We technically, just 5 of these should be able to do this. So we'll see. Wonder if I have enough science labs to eat enough agricultural science for that. We will find out. Okay. Part of my plan too is I actually kind of like wrote a whole bunch of notes before this, and part of my plan is to stay here on Gleba while I make this new design in case any weird craziness happens over here. And I also have all my science and stuff going over here. And yeah, so there you go. So now that I have test, I think I can delete everything here. Actually use this as a test space again. Okay, beautiful. So the problem with the designs that I have going on right now, with the one that I've been repeating that has been working, is that it feels very, very slow to fill. And it needs essentially better ways to make fuel. So there's either a new recipe on the horizon or I already have a new recipe. Sweet, got the cool new, whatever that stuff is. Nope, still make this the terrible way. So that's coming up in this thing. So I kind of want to anticipate for this, since this is gonna get researched very soon here. So 1.5K thruster fuel from 2 carbon versus, wait, what? Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's actually so much better. 7. Did I read that correctly? Holy smokes. It's like a 200%, or no, like 2,000% increase. That's awesome. And I'm very excited about that. One that also kind of has me very intrigued is this whole like, oh, you can make calcite for free, basically, now above any planet that can get asteroid chunk, or you can get any of these chunks with all the other processing. You can basically just make it for free, and you don't really even need to ship it anywhere now, which is kind of crazy. And it also makes it so that you can basically just go completely infinite with stuff on Vulcanus because of the lava, because you can just pump stuff out of there and use the calcite to create it, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So that's interesting. So I just need to make sure what these are built in. Chemical plants. Or the 2 rocket fuels. Wait, so this is also a 10-second craft time. Whereas this is a 2-second craft time. So this is making 35 a second. And the new one is making 150 a second. So it's 4 times faster and it's way more efficient. Okay, so I've been like kind of like, I thought I had mathed out that I would need like 3 or 4 of the things to power one of the other, power one of these bad boys. Yeah, 30 or 37.5. I was off by a little bit. Wonder if I'm seeing the whole thing here. Consumption, 120 a second. Yeah, so I figured you need 4. Yeah, so basically now one thing doing this new one should be able to power 1 thruster. Okay, cool. And this is just advanced crushing. That would give 10 iron ore. So what's the difference with this one? Like, am I just getting copper? If I get 10 iron ore. So it's just a way to get copper up in space. Which, I don't know, looks like I have no reason to get to need copper. Really all I need is this one. Crushing it, iced, get calcite. And these 2. The other one, yeah, still makes way more iron. Okay. Map. Test. Now, I think I just want to like give myself a ton of space. Like 1 on either side. Or that's how wide this thing is. I don't know even why I'm measuring it like this. No, I think there's no reason not to really even use the... Here, let's do this. Like, why can't I just make my thing into a perfect square? Is that what it was already? Oh, that doesn't look like a perfect square. That must be the perfect square. Oh. Yep. Make this huge then. Myself plenty of space to start building. Oh, science. I kind of want to take... Whoa. Wonder what the reading on this thing is. I mean, there's tons of each thing on here. Seems to be working for the most part. And I think I have way more white science than I even know what to do with anyway, so. Yep. Okay. So let's grab this, take out the solar panels, take out those things. Let's go back to test. I think this is how this would fit in here, yeah. Now let's horizontal. Let's get this somewhat centered. This should be in one from there. Same with there. Okay. Rotate. Something? Oh yeah, they're like, oh, I see. Need to come in one more still. Okay. That looks more correct. Now, I don't know how much I really need the asteroid collectors on the back, but I think I do want the asteroid collectors on the side. Or to put this right here. Like that. That was maybe a mistake making that giant X or square in the beginning. And let's do Control V, rotate. Okay, so now I should be able to go like this. Oop, and go like this. So I want to make sure I have plenty of space on the back side for the thrusters. Same thing here, rotate. Oh, now I got some of those things in the wrong spot. I don't know how that happened. Yes, I do. Centered, because these aren't centered. Okay. So now we're gonna get rid of the asteroid collectors on the back. I want to have a lot of space so that I can get all my components in different things the way I want it, and then I think I'll try and do a little maneuvering things around to make it look a little prettier. Hopefully is the plan. Where's the thrusters? So if one of those things can do a whole thruster, it makes me feel like now I would want many as I possibly can have. No. I guess like I don't really... Does adding more of them increase the max speed, or is it just increase my acceleration up to max speed? We're gonna find out. I'm gonna go with 3. That sounds like a good number. Man, this thing doesn't... Or what are we for? You know what? We're going with 4 because then it lines up evenly with this. Do I even care about that? Sure, why not? We'll go with 4. It like need to be that far onto the 2. Actually couldn't have them touch like that. They would need to be like this. You would need to come over one then. Yes. This feels off-center to me for some reason. Yep, it is off by 1. It's the way it goes. So now we're gonna need 8 chemical plants. That's what we're going for here. I suppose I can just place them in any order, really. The new recipe is going to need the calcite. Both of them are going to need the calcite. I mean, very little at 1 every 10 seconds. Does a crusher have a normal crafting speed? I feel like that's going to mess me up. Crafting speed of 1. Okay, beautiful. Chem plants. Crafting speed of 1. Okay, sweet. So we get 1 every 2.5 seconds. We get 4 in 10 seconds. So one of these can do 4 of these. So I need 2 crusher, 1 crusher for each thing of 4. Making calcite explicitly. Crushers. So now this makes me wonder if I do something super weird. equipped, this would need the output. We can't actually do it like that. Well, like this. Did it like that then. Okay. So this thing's making calcite. These things also need a water input and a thing out. And so my plan here is what? If I do the out from this thing this way, we have it. What if we have it like this? I think I'm doing the thing where I'm being too fancy. Trying to be too fancy with the design. But man, this is going to be so sweet if I can do it. Oh, I want to make it fancy so bad. How do we do the output? There's a pipe here, and there is things there that would block those, so we can't really utilize this space effectively. What if this one was like so? No, because then it's directly where it needs to be inserting. These need to share their output. So here's kind of what I'm... Oh, and you can't use... Wait, can you use underground pipes? You can use underground pipes. Some of this nature. Right, it could even be right here. Then we could have the calcite out. Suppose if we just used a long-handed inserter. Right? Let's do a long-handed guy like that. Do the output like that. Then we have a regular output there. Yeah, this thing's making calcite. So the other thing I wanted to do is to have tanks. I really like the idea of it having fluids stored, because you can't like store the calcite in a sense and make sure I have tons of that or whatever. I mean, I know I'll have plenty of the ice cubes and things on the belt, but ooh, this actually lines up pretty cool like this. Wait, that's their inputs. Doy. Which they do need inputs for the water. Now it makes me wonder, do I reverse it so I can have my outputs like that? That is also really cool looking. So now this is actually water in. How is this still chugging along? It's probably a good spot to stop this episode, but let's see how we're doing. Item ingredient shortage. I feel like it's still not getting enough nutrients. These still aren't getting enough nutrients. But I suppose there's the issue with it needing nutrients for powering these bad boys too. Mass consumption 500 kilowatts. megajoules. So one of these things can run it for 4 seconds. Right? And crafting speed of this thing is 15 seconds. So it eats 3 more of them in this process. It's like 10% more than what's actually on here. So it should actually be, well, but it's like, this should be taking like 24 or something, but I guess I'm not quite fully getting a full belt in here, it looks like. Yeah, my nutrients is pretty... It's not where I want it to be. You know, I mean, that's looking pretty decent. $81 a minute. Closer. I think if I could increase nutrients a little bit, that would probably help us out, but I think it's a good spot to stop this episode. I'm going to jump right back into this, continue working on my design for getting the fuel and everything working so that I can have faster transportation, and it's going to be a good time. So, looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. Hope you're enjoying the series. Take care.